Man, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily, presented by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and LeBears Casino. Tommy Krysan joining us today from Tremonti's in Baton Rouge, the home of the best boiled crawfish in town. Of course, meat as well. You go by there, they got some fantastic steaks, and we'll cut you up whatever you want. Today on Sports Shorts Daily, we're going to talk, of course, the Tigers, LSU Baseball, the number one team in the country. They've lost back-to-back midweek games, including a 6-5 defeat to the Southland Conference leading team in the Nichols Colonels. What a wild game it was. We'll get into that here in just a minute. Go ahead, Tommy, and resend that link to Buzzy. He said, "I'm ready whenever you are." We're going to have Buzzy Heidel on in a minute, who the former LSU Tiger national champion in 2009 is going to join us. He was on the call on the LSU Sports Radio Network, so we'll talk to the Buzz here in a minute. Arguably the best golfer that I know. Aaron Rodgers trade, it's finally done. We were wondering when it was going to get done. We knew it was going to happen, that Aaron Rodgers was not going to return to Green Bay. A matter of just when, not if. And sooner rather than later, it got done. So now that means Aaron Rodgers will be there for all the mini camps and training camps and everything like that. That's good news for Jets fans. A lot of people have strong opinions on whether or not the Aaron Rodgers trade was a good one for the Jets. Did they give up too much? We'll get Tommy and I's thoughts on that in a little bit. The New Orleans Saints, will find out in about 36 hours who the New Orleans Saints are going to take in the first round of the draft. Tommy will give you some thoughts from some of the national pundits. But here we are. Carolina Panthers are on the clock with the first pick of the draft. They already know who they're going to take, but they're not saying. And some big story up in Colorado, over 30 players in the transfer portal for the Colorado Buffaloes, but Deion Sanders, not concerned, said he's going to reload, not worried about it. He expected that to happen. Interesting story developing. Over 45,000 people in Boulder for the Colorado Buffaloes spring game. There were probably 10,000 at the LSU spring game, just to put that into perspective. Before we get to talking about last night's LSU baseball game, and we bring in Buzzy Heidel in a few minutes, let's talk Rougarou Golf. Coming up this Monday, the Baton Rouge Rougarou, summer college baseball team here in Baton Rouge that I own. Rooster Southall is the head coach. Sean Teague is our pitching coordinator and everything. We're going to have a lot of celebrities. Paul Maneri is going to be out there. Yvette Girard is going to be there, along with the other baseball greats, Doug Thompson and many others. This coming Monday, it's the Baton Rouge Rougarou Annual Golf Classic. It will be May 1st over at Greystone Golf and Country Club in Denham Springs. You can still sign up. There are individual golfing spots, teams available. Go to brrougarou.com, and come on out, help support the Rougarou. We're going to have a lot of great ditty bag gifts for the golfers. Every golfer is going to get some balls, a Marucci hat, a Rougarou golf towel, and koozies, and a whole lot more. So come on out this Monday, May 1st, 10 a.m. tee time over in Denham Springs, brrougarou.com. Let's bring in Tommy Krysan right now over at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. First off, TK, the story of the week, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is now officially a Jet. Your reaction?
Well, we knew it was going to happen. We saw it coming down the pipe, and it finally goes. They finally get it done. It's what he wanted. It's what the Packers wanted. It's what the Jets wanted. A lot of argument. A lot of people think the Jets got the better end of the deal, but that'll depend on what Rodgers does or doesn't do. Some people think the Packers, hey, they're going to go to Jordan Love now, and a couple of their other players have come out and said, hey, we're going to be just fine with Jordan Love. He's the real deal. So, the drama, the saga. Curious to see how Rodgers, who's a California flake, fits in New York. And the media is just right. Ronnie, I remember years ago when I covered the Saints, I used to always go to the visiting locker room, figuring I could see Jim Mora anytime. Well, other teams would come in, say the Dolphins would come in, and this is back in the day. They'd have 4 or 5 media people that traveled with them. The Giants came to town. Dan Reeves was the coach. They had like 40 media people that traveled with them. And this was back in the day, 25 times the amount of people for the New York media. And it's the same. And of course, the world's different now with the internet and all the websites and the YouTube, like we're on and all that stuff. But man, it's going to be curious to see how he fits. And look at the Jets. The Bills are a pretty darn good team. They're in that division. Miami's got a great roster. Who knows about Tua? So it's not like they're walking into a division that's like as bad as the Saints division.
I'll tell you the trade. I think it's a great one for both teams because Aaron Rodgers is too much of a wild card and a loose cannon for you to know that guy's liable to just ride off in the sunset and start hosting Jeopardy. And he's that quirky guy. I mean, if Barry Sanders can do it and Calvin Johnson can do it, then Aaron Rodgers absolutely could be like, hey, I'm out. I'm going to go sit in a dark room, think about life, and go work in Hollywood. So if he decides he's not going to play, I think he's made enough money and he's going to make enough money to where he'll just roll. So for the Packers, they absolutely had to get something for him, or he might just retire. And the other thing is you've got Love right now as your quarterback. You're getting him at the cheap, and you got an opportunity to see, is he your guy or not, right? He's been sitting there and waiting. Is he your guy or not? So I feel like it was a good deal for the Packers. They got something for him. The biggest thing they moved up from 15 to 13. That's legitimate, but it's mainly that second round pick that's probably going to lead to a first round pick if he plays more than 65% of the snaps on offense, which he should. And so therefore, I think it's a good trade for the Packers, but I don't think the Jets gave up too much. They now have a Hall of Fame quarterback for probably at least 2 seasons, much like Brett Favre did for him a little bit. I think Aaron Rodgers has got more in the tank than Favre had. And so I think this is going to be a good thing for the Jets, no doubt. Let's bring in Buzzy Heidel right now. And no, he is not in Montana at his hunting lodge. Even though I'm from Denham Springs, I don't have heads on my wall like Buzzy does, but that's what it's like over in Back Bruley. Let's bring in former national champion. He's not a truck driver. He's by day, he is an insurance salesman. Buzz, it looked like you get a little workout in this morning. Is that your F45 workout gear?
Yeah, that got the workout in. That's why I was a little late to the show. Sorry about that, boys. But got the workout in. Yeah, you can see the deer. Got the deer looking at me, just holding me accountable here in the workout room, and ready to go, ready to attack the day. But good to be on the show. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, so Buzz, I'm gonna introduce you, make a comment, and then I'm gonna jump off, and you and Tommy are gonna talk LSU baseball here this segment. You were on the call last night for the LSU Sports Radio Network. Of course, I did the game as well on ESPN Plus, and I'll tell you that we say this all the time about baseball. If you go to the park, you're liable to see something you've never seen before, and that was the case last night. There were a couple things that you just had never seen happen in the thousands of baseball games that all 3 of us have watched in our lifetime. But the Tigers lose 6-5. And look, this was a game that they could have won. But at the same time, you got to tip your cap to Nichols. They made 5 unbelievable defensive plays. They out-hit LSU. They are right now playing well, and their best player, Washington's on a 15-game hit streak where 10 of those 15 games have been extra, double-digit hits in each of the games. So they're playing their best baseball now. They deserve to win. And I continue to say this, Buzz, and I know LSU got its best weekend pitching performance of the year with all 3 starters in Skeens, Floyd, and Little. But when Skeens does not pitch, LSU is a coin flip to win or lose against good teams the rest of the season. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, you said it. I mean, Ty Floyd, the problem is they've got the talent. And even heard last night, I said this on the broadcast, what baffles you so much about him is he's throwing the ball 96 miles an hour with an 86 mile an hour cutter, and he just can't finish guys off. Even when he gets ahead, he can't finish guys off. So what's tough is like Ty Floyd has the talent. Thatcher Hurd has the talent. You know what Skeens is, but yet they haven't maybe, fully maximized their potential yet. So look, last night they were a little shorthanded with Tommy White and Trey Morgan not being in the lineup. I think we realized how important those 2 guys are, as is a Cruz and guys like that. But when they were out of the lineup, there was some certain holes there. And you tip your hat. I don't think I'm just a prisoner of the moment here, Ronnie and Tommy. I don't think I've seen a better defensive play game. I'm talking about from
At
1
any
to
level.
9, right at any level. The Toops kid, the former LSU Tiger from E.D. White, he literally saved 4 runs himself defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a perfect storm of LSU didn't have their best guys. Nichols played their butts off. I thought they were going to go with the old 2009 Nichols team when they go 9 pitchers for 9 innings. They didn't quite do that, but and then the play at the end there, the end of the game, kind of was fitting for Nichols as they were so good defensively. It seemed like a perfect way for them to end the game.
Tommy, one last comment before I jump off. And a very aggressive sitting position for Buzzy. I feel like, he's very confident with the sleeveless shirt. I'm impressed. I would never go there. I would never go gym shorts with sleeveless shirt on Sports Shorts Daily. Just don't feel like I'm that confident, but I give him a lot of credit. He's been working hard, Tommy, for years.
No, Buzz is looking good, no question.
Well, here's the problem. I'm fitting you into my schedule, guys. What do you want me to? I didn't have the button-down polo ready to go. Give me a break here.
All right, y'all have a good one. Talk Tigers.
All right, Jumbo.
All right, Buzz. Yeah, you're right. The defensive plays last night by Nichols in the outfield, that play down the third baseline, and then of course the play that ended the game, which a base running blunder by LSU. You got bases loaded, 1 out, down 1. You think, hey, we got to at least tie this thing, if not win it. And the other thing, Buzzy, Ronnie and I talk all the time, and you know this. When you got to lead in the 8th, 9th inning, as they did, you got to win that game. You can't let that one get away, because you're going to have games when you just get your butt whipped. You're going to lose. It's not going to work every game. That's baseball. But when you got that lead in the 8th and 9th, you can't let it get away. And now, look, Mike Silva's done a good job with the Nichols team. He came from Louisiana Tech as an assistant. They're on top of the Southland Conference. Southland's a good baseball conference. And they're with the 23-16 now, 8-4 in conference play. So, it's a good team. And, they may make the postseason if they can win the Southland tournament. But their defense did not commit an error and made 5 or 6 brilliant plays. And, of course, made the routine plays.
Right. Well, look, anytime baseball's, this, Tommy, is not it's a difficult game, but it can be a lot more simple. It can be simplified by just catching the baseball behind you on defense and throwing strikes. I'm not saying you're going to win every game if you do that, but I'll tell you this. I bet money that you're going to be in every game within a couple runs if you throw strikes from a pitching standpoint and make the routine play. Don't talk about make the plays that we saw that Nichols made. You throw all that together, it wasn't like they got an unbelievable pitching performance. They did enough pitching wise, and they made the routine plays with a handful of spectacular plays, and they were in the game with a chance to win it at the end. And that's really all you want during any game, is to have a chance to win that ball game. It was just like I said. I thought, look, it's not the end of the world for LSU, and I don't want to go as far as to say midweek games don't matter, because you wouldn't play the games. You wouldn't play the games if they didn't matter somewhat. But the reality is, if they go this weekend and win 2 out of 3 against Alabama, or sweep like they did against Ole Miss, nobody's going to really remember a loss to Nichols on a midweek game throughout the season once the season's over with. And I'll go on record here, and I was wanting Ronnie to hear this, but Tommy, we'll save this clip for him. I'm going to go on record and say the LSU Tigers will win the national championship with that loss last night to Nichols. In 2009, when we won the national championship, we lost to Louisiana Lafayette, or Louisiana, whatever they go by these days, the Raging Cajuns. How about that? We lost to them on a weekday, and we lost to Nichols 3-1 when they threw 9 pitchers against us in 2009, and we went on to win the national championship. And, just seeing some of the comments this team is making, I heard the comments that Hayden Travinsky made after the home run against Ole Miss. It was a very, very unselfish way of talking. He was talking about how it wasn't about playing time for him. It was about him being able to contribute to the team, and he's never had so much fun going to the ballpark with a great group of guys. That's literally like the same thing that happened in 2009. Just a bunch of guys that were just proud to be a part of LSU baseball and anything they could do to win the game. Couple that with a couple losses to in-state schools. You heard it here first. LSU's going to win the national championship, TK.
I told people last night after the game was over, I was watching it with some friends. I said, they're still going to win it all. Like something crazy happens, they're still going to go Omaha. I want to give a shout-out to Nico Saltaformaggio, who threw 3 excellent innings. His uncle is one of my best friends, Nick Saltaformaggio, the head coach of Franklinton High School football team. And Nico's dad, Joey, I know, haven't seen in a while. But Nick and I were swapping texts last night. And Nico Salvamaggio's got a little brother at Holy Cross that's even better than Nico. So it's a long name. It's tough to say, Salvamaggio, but it's going to be around.
TK, what's the dad's name, Joey?
The dad's Joey, yeah.
Can you apologize to him for me? Because if he was listening to the LSU broadcast, which I'm sure he was watching it on TV, or he's probably at the game, I'm sure. Tell him I'm sorry, because I probably butchered that name, and I didn't mean to. I was trying my best. Give him my sincere apologies.
Well, the coach, his uncle, one of my best friends, he goes by Coach Salt. They just shorten it.
Perfect. Okay? Perfect.
And just in case people, Nick Salvamaggio, who's now the head coach at Franklin, he won a state title at East Jeff in football, and he took Huntsville to the Dome. So he's a very accomplished high school coach, and he's going to do great things with the Franklin Demons. I texted him this morning, and he's all fired up by the administration there. He's got some football players. But anyway, Nico had a really good outing last night. He got the W. I think he threw 27 pitches in 3 innings. That's pretty good numbers. So.
Tommy, question for you. Did you watch the play at the plate with the crazy play? Did you see any of that?
Yes, I did. And I instantly knew that he didn't touch home. I saw it when the thing happened live. Travinsky didn't know it. And then I've never seen a coach, Jay Johnson, come flying out the dugout pointing to, why wouldn't he just yell at? Okay. And then the best part of that whole play was the next runner who, when Travinsky kind of lollygagged over there to tight.
It wasn't Travinsky. It was Collins.
Oh, it was Collins.
It was the pitcher.
Here's my question for you. If that guy steps in the dugout, he's out, correct?
So hindsight's 2020. I said the same thing on the broadcast, Tommy. Again, everything was happening so quick. But if they'd have just stayed at home plate and waited for him to go in the dugout, all would have been forgotten. That would have been it. He'd have been out, and the third base runner would have never scored.
Well, and I think that was a pinch runner that scored too.
Yeah, Williams.
Yeah, so he heads up to him. You got to give him a huge tip of the cap because he observed the situation. He knew the ball wasn't dead. He raced home and he was clearly safe. So yeah, that's
Now, Chris Blair said and I didn't see this, so I can't say for factual. Chris Blair said he thought he saw the umpire signal safe at the plate.
He did not. He did not.
He did? Okay. Well, then if he didn't, he made the right call. So I thought maybe he did.
Well, that was the other thing that I kept saying with the group of people I was with. I said, the ump is still standing there. He never made any signal. And when they did a replay, I just watched the ump. He didn't make a signal because he knew the runner didn't touch home plate. So, yeah, like Ronnie said earlier, just when you think you've seen it all, go to the ballpark, you'll see something different.
Yeah, it was an exciting game. And look, LSU, we said it already. They're still in good shape. There's no need to hit the panic button. They've got guys emerge. Collins and Dutton are starting to throw the ball really well out of the bullpen. I feel for Merrifield at the end of the game. Look, do you need to wait and see that ball down? Absolutely, because you can't end the game on a double play like he did. Look, he absolutely made
the tie-in runs ahead of him, so
correct.
He has to even be more careful.
He absolutely made the wrong mistake. Okay, but I'll tell you this. It was. You could tell it was the instinct play of, I know that ball's down and I'm going to score the winning run. And I'm going to tell you, that was as good a play as of all the good plays that were made last night. And West Tube certainly had a few of them. The shortstop, that was as good a play as I've seen in a while. And so, as you always say, Tommy, you tip the cap to him. But again, Merrifield, I feel bad for the young man because he was just trying to make a baseball play and have the instincts to do so. And it just was the wrong read at the wrong time.
Well, up next for LSU, they're home at the box Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Alabama Crimson Tide, who, LSU should get 2 out of 3, if not all 3. Bama's not having a great year, although they swept Missouri, so they've had their moments. But that'll be 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend, and we'll see how that goes for LSU. Buzzy, what else been going on? I know you're back from the Masters, and I looked for you on TV. I didn't find you, whatever. Every time they went to the 10th hole fairway shot, I'm like, where's Buzz? But anyway, it was another great experience. And aren't you heading up there next month to play, right?
Yep, I'll head up there end of May to play it again. It'll be my 3rd time, so looking forward to it. Masters was great, TK. I know we talked a little bit about it on the radio show a few weeks ago, but tough weather, but just an awesome experience, and glad I'm a part of it for another year. And we'll keep doing it every year that goes. We'll just keep doing it, God willing, and it'll be hopefully by the end of it, it'll be 25 years, and it'll be a great run at it.
A couple of things real quick. I'll shift gears. NFL draft starts tomorrow night. The Saints may be looking for a defensive lineman, but that can change. We'll see how that goes. Also, I saw a poll, Buzzy, college football. After spring practice ACC poll, Florida State's ranked number 1 in the ACC. Of course, that's who LSU opens up with down in Orlando. So just wanted to throw that out there. So, Buzzy, you got any closing comments on LSU baseball?
They need to get, Tommy White and Trey Morgan need to get back healthy again. Look, they're so deep. I mean, they've got enough guys that can get you through games and get you through a series. But man, White and Trey Morgan, even just the at-bats, just the energy, the plays he makes, I mean, just him in the lineup, those two guys in the lineup, it feels like they don't even have to get a hit, and the impact is going to be strong. So, final comments. No reason to hit the panic button. It was a good win for Nichols. Hopefully that'll get them going. They needed it more than LSU, and that's not to take anything away. LSU's still trying to win the game. I hate when people say, "Oh, well, LSU wasn't trying to win the game anyway," and Nichols wasn't. No, they were trying to win the game. I mean, but I think it's a more important win for Nichols moving down the stretch than it would have been for LSU. So congratulations to the Colonel.
Well, here's the thing too, Buzzy. The Raging Cajuns beat LSU last week. They printed the T-shirts midweek national champions. Okay?
Right.
They're out of control some days. But then they went and got swept by James Madison.
Correct.
So what will Nichols do in their conference play this weekend? If they win 2 out of 3 or they sweep, then they're taking the momentum that they got last night. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, good point. And the other thing I want to say about Nichols winning, it's difficult now for I got to go to my in-laws. My father-in-law, a graduate of Nichols. I got to hear it now. So that's the only bad thing about Nichols winning is I got to hear a little noise from the family.
Well, yeah, I know Mr. Walt very well, so I'm going to let him pile it on you. He'll have fun doing that. I know.
Absolutely.
Enjoy doing that. Hey, Buzzy, we appreciate your time, and we'll have you on again soon, man.
All right, TK, good talking.
All right, that's Buzzy Hydell joining us. Ronnie Rance is headed off to Natchitoches to do some Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame work. Hey, real quick, don't forget the Baton Rouge Rougarou Golf Classic this coming Monday, 10 a.m. tee time, Greystone Golf and Country Club in Denham. There's still some spots open for individuals and teams. The crew from Tremonti's will be out on the 11th tee, giving away some drinks and some golf balls. Get it all at brrougarou.com, brrougarou.com. Lots of celebrities will be out at Greystone on Monday, so we want you to check that out, brrougarou.com. And, of course, don't forget Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, boiled crawfish, live crawfish. Lunch special today is lasagna. And they can do all kinds of catering for your office, your family, you're watching TV, the weekend, small group, large group. Great catering service here at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, Jefferson Highway, right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School. We want you to check out Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Hit them up on Facebook or Instagram, or give them a call or stop by. And, of course, as always, Sports Shorts Daily is presented to you by the Barstool Sportsbook and the LeBaris Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge. So we want you to check them out. And don't forget Sports Shorts Radio this coming Saturday afternoon. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate everybody checking it out. Do like and share this video. That helps us a lot. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. But like and share this video. That helps us out. It helps the show out. All the sponsors, all that good stuff. So like and share this video. On behalf of Buzzy Hydell and Ronnie Rance, I'm Tommy Christ, and we're back Friday morning with more Sports Shorts Daily from Tremonti's Meat and Seafood on Friday, about 9:30 in the morning. Have a great day, everyone.